Today, I bring you an updated video from a game that I have been playing since the very beginning, Train of the Century. I did a tutorial on this game months ago when it was in beta and I started. I was looking for new projects and I found it, and I really liked the team, the ideas, and their work ethic behind it. I knew it'd be a really great game to get into. I talked to them and we did a video and I did a tutorial for it. I'll put it at the end of this, but this video is going to also be an upgrade video because version 1 is now out, which is the official launch. So it is now out officially so you can play. And not only that, you can basically have a train going around to all the stations, but you can have multiple trains. And maybe you can get the century vials and even travel time. Some crazy stuff going on. I got a lot for you. And first we're going to go through and open up some packs and see how we do. As always, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a gamer, so make sure you do your own research. I want to thank Train of the Century so much for sponsoring this video. I'm very excited to do this. I've been waiting a long time to make another video on this, so I'm really ready to go. I also have my own station, so not only will I show you the railroad aspect, but I will show you the station owner aspect as well. There are always some available in the second-hand market, so if that's something that interests you, you can jump in and be an owner like I am. We also are doing a giveaway. We are going to be giving out one mixed max pack on this video. So make sure you comment down below and let us know why you want to play this game. Also, make sure you go to my Discord. The link's down below in the Train of Centuries room. Put your YouTube name and your wallet address, and then we'll know if I pick your comment here. I'll go into Discord, find you, and send it over. You do have to be an active member of the Discord to win. Then congratulations, because that's going to have 6 cards and it's going to be enough to get you started in this game. We're going to be opening some of those too. Let's do that now. I'm excited. So I got 2 Slack to open and 2 Max. We're going to open the Slack first. Here's the information. Now let me tell you, I did have a string of common luck, as you probably know by watching my videos. However, my last video wasn't so bad. It wasn't amazing, it wasn't terrible, it was kind of in the middle, so maybe I'm recovering. Let's see what happens here. You can see the stats there. We want the mythic. Let's just go for the mythic. Let's do this. Choo choo. Train of the Century. There you go. You grew up to be a conductor. Let's do it. Let's see what we got. Commodity, rail, all right, we got a rare. All right, what do we get? All right, so we got common, we got a common locomotive, got a rare conductor though. That's cool. Let's see. Yeah, nice, good distance. And then we got common rail car, and common. Not the greatest, but okay. Let's see what we get next. Here we go. Common. Ooh, I like that. I saw the purple. Common. Man, I really want some nice commodities. I really do, and I'm getting commons like crazy. Common. Here we go. I have this train. This is my main train. However, I do have a second train that doesn't have a great locomotive. All right, here we go. We got the max packs. Now, the commons are 40% instead of 63. So that is much nicer, and maybe we'll have a better chance at getting one of these high rarities. Like I said, it looks a little better, but it's still definitely not up there. Let's change that right now. Come on. Oh, green, green, green. All right, so we got uncommon rail car, common, uncommon locomotive, uncommon commodity, finally, uncommon conductor. I don't think I've seen her before. Sweet. Let's go and try another one, see what we got. We really need that high card. I think we just need that one pack just to make sure everything gets up and boosted. Let's give it a try. Okay. Come on. Big, big, big. Oh. Uncommon. Common. Uncommon. Common. Uncommon. And we got some rare. Buckwheat. So I'm pretty much going to say the luck kind of continues because we didn't get anything. We did get a locomotive, which was pretty solid. However, we definitely didn't get the value out of the packs that I think we could have got. But still, solid stuff. But still, solid stuff. And I'm happy to be able to build more trains and run them around the map. Now, let's go ahead and dive in and talk about the game. I'm going to give you kind of a brief overview of the beginning of the game and then go a little more in depth into the later stuff because I have covered a lot of this in the first tutorial in the beta. So that's going to be at the end of this video. If you do need to see more information on it and you want to see from the beginning how to get started and everything, that is going to go ahead and help you there. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. And if you're wondering, Train of the Century is one of the first games I picked up, and I play it daily, and I've been playing it. So it's one of my longest games I've been playing. It's officially come out on March 31st. So version 1 hit. So now you can make multiple trains, plus a lot of extra stuff is coming out. And you can join their Discord. I'll have the link down below so you can get a little more information on that. This is the modern century, and this is where we're at. I'm over in the PawPaw Plains, so if you want to go down here, you can kind of see this is my area. I have this station here, Gloom Depot. So because I have a station, I kind of drive around my station, so I make a little extra. If I click on the neighbor's station, you can see they are part of this trail here, the PawPaw Plains Prize Path. Say that 10 times fast, please. And if you follow this path, what happens is you automatically get registered for giveaways. We do every week, we pick winners and we have a sponsor. And the sponsor will give prizes and we all give 15% that we get from our trains, put it into the pool, and then we send it to the winner. It's all random and it could be different winners each week. So that's kind of how it works. And it's all these stations here, kind of like if you go through here, and I'm the one right here. Now, we're going to click on mine, and when I do so, it's going to go ahead and say, nice work, because I made it to this station. I'll click OK, and it's going to tell me my rewards. This is my smaller train. I just added it. I barely did anything to it. So this one has 71 Tokium reward, so I'll go ahead and claim that. And there we go. Now, what I could do is I could click here, and I can edit my train or go to the next stop. For now, we're going to go to the next stop. So we can hit next stop and choose where we want to go. Or this new feature, you just right click on the next one and dispatch your train here. And then go ahead and choose dispatch. And that train is going to start going over there. And it will go ahead and make a certain amount depending on the structure of the train. There's a few things you need for the train. You need a conductor, you need a locomotive, and then you'll need commodities and something to put them in. So if I go over to click here, we'll accept this one here. This is my big train. So this is the one that I worked on for a long time and it's built up. So it is going to be a higher reward. All right, let's go ahead and see what we got here. And boom. That's actually a little lower than I usually get. So the duration is how long it took. It took 2 hours to get there. The distance was 28 and the fuel used was 350. So we can go ahead and claim this. Now I will get some bonuses because I have Beth Sawyer. I'm transporting 4 of her. She's got clones. And that goes through and gives me an extra tip amount. The good thing about Beth Sawyer is she automatically tips me as long as I have a certain amount of weight in my train, which is going to always be because I always have that weight in there. So she's one of the best ones to have in this area. So if you are doing this path and you don't have Beth Sawyer, you should get her because it's perfect. It's always going to be true as long as you have over, I believe, 350 in the weight. So we'll go ahead and hit thanks here. And there we go. Now we can move this around or we could edit it. Let's go ahead and click here and we're going to click this arrow here and we're going to go ahead and choose edit train. Now these are the things that you need. You need a conductor, a locomotive, rail car, and at least one commodity. A commodity is just an item you're transporting. And when you're transporting it, it's going to go through and get to the next place. And then the rates of the next place are different. So for example, let's just click this station for a moment and get station info. And here it's going to say what they're paying for everything. Now I know I have automobiles on my train, so they're paying really well for automobiles right now. And that's awesome. If I went here, I would get 71, and that's a good rate for that. And I think I have 2 or 3 cars. I think I have 2 cars, and one of them's an Epic. So this is a really good station to go to right now for me. Now these numbers are always changing. Every 12 hours they flip. So it looks at what has been to your place lately, and then it changes it. So it kind of keeps it dynamic. So you always need something, and it kind of tries to push you to move around a little more. Though so far I've had pretty good rates even after they flipped. So I'm kind of curious to see how that continues. With my car, I definitely want to go ahead and do that. If I want to check the menus on the right hand side, I can click this. This is my wallet. It's going to show all the cars that I have, and I could flip through all the cards and get an idea. See, there's my Epic vehicle. I don't have many good commodities other than what I bought, which are pretty much mainly uncommons. So I've had very bad luck at getting good commodities. Also, you have this rails here. You click here, and this is going to show you your trains. Like I said, I just made Kevinsmak 2. I can click here, and it'll show what I have. I have uncommon, conductor, which is Billy Clover. Billy Clover's really good if you're looking for an uncommon. I really like him. He has a good distance. He has a luck factor, and he can handle 3 gears of vehicles. So he is kind of overpowered for an uncommon. And then this is a locomotive that I will change because now that I have that Epic one, I'll be able to edit this once I get to the next stop. But here it'll show you your max distance, which is 4 here. And because it's 4, that means it's 40. And then my hauling power is 3, so that's 300. And then my speed's 440. And then luck is 9, and that's mainly due to Billy Clover there. And then how much haul weight we can go ahead and do. We can also click on history and see the routes of the trains, which for me, I pretty much just go in a triangle at this point because I want to hit my station all the time. But we go back to trains, and let's take a look at my other train. This is my main one, and we have the same locomotive that we got recently. Billy Clover again, like I said, he's really good. And then I have a passenger car with Beth in it. And then I click here, and another passenger car with Beth. And then I have a rail car, a tank car that has all of these commodities. I started switching them out to uncommons. And then I got these uncommons. And then these are still mostly commons, but I got one uncommon. And then finally my rail car, which the auto rack I had to purchase, and it was a little expensive, but it really made a big difference because I had an Epic car and I already had a green car, so all I needed was a rail car. So I saved up and got that, and now I have my full train that does pretty good. Usually averages between 600 to 800 tokium per run, depending on how everything works. And this stuff is, you know, it's good, but it's epic. You know, after epic, you have legendary. After legendary, you have mythic. And some things I still have that can be upgraded. I have a lot of uncommons and commons. Your commodities is going to be where your money comes in. So you want to make sure you have good commodities and try to unlock as many rail cars as you can. However, now that you can have multiple cars, I wouldn't unlock all 8 rail cars. I think 6 is pretty good. You would need to, it depends on what your hauling power is of your train. So if my hauling power is 600 and I have 6 cars, I'm kind of about at my limit right now. If I get another car, I'm not going to really have much more room. And you can tell here because I look at haul weight and it says 568. So because that's 568 and this is 600, that pretty much shows me I only have 32 left, so it's not worth getting another rail car unless I upgrade stuff. Which I like this train. I think this train's solid. I don't think I'm going to touch it. Just going to, unless I move out, like I said, some of the commons for uncommons, but I will work on my second train. So this is the one I'm going to work on next and remove some of these and get it going. Next, we have the shop. We go ahead and click on here, and you can buy coal or diesel. Most of them are diesel. You would just go ahead and choose what you want. I usually just buy the max at a time, which is 10,000 for 2,000. Go ahead and purchase, and it'll go through and it'll add the diesel down here. There it goes. And once in a while, you will have these special encounters when you will get to certain places. They'll pop up, and someone will offer you a deal, and sometimes they offer you a discount on fuel. So I don't really buy fuel that much from here, because if I can get 20% off when they encounter me and I already have a good stockpile, then I'll just kind of wait. You can also go to upgrades, and here is your rail cars. Like I said, they do sequentially go up, and you'll see that in a tutorial if you watch that. You have compositions, which are these gears you can add that will go ahead and upgrade things in your train and make them stronger. So you can purchase them and upgrade. A lot of people like to do this, especially if they have like a common, because then this common will go ahead and go from iron to steel. It'll cost 1,000, but then you're gonna get +5 distance, +3 hauling. So that's a pretty good deal. And you go to unlock trains and you can open up more. However, here it'll say you need 2 more rail cars before you can unlock the next one. So if I wanted to open up rail cars, I would need to switch trains here, and it would be 15,000, which I have, but then the next one would be 20,000. So that's 35,000, and I don't really have that. Plus I would have to pay for the next train, which I believe would be 10, depending on how it's going. So I will probably go ahead and unlock that and get a 3rd train. After 3 trains, I'll probably stay there and just kind of stay on my triangle for a while, because I don't have a lot of time to play games because I have so many games. I need it as simple as possible. So I'm probably just going to do that. We can go to parts, and here you can get some fuel barrels and a radiator fan. So with this, you can get certain things like this here that will go ahead and help boost your train. Not only that, but you can also work on collecting them. There's 18 parts in all, and if you get all 18, you can visit the mechanic and you can create what's called a century train. The century train is something I haven't seen yet because this is pretty new, so it's going to take a little while for people to collect it up. But supposedly the century train does not cost any fuel to ride. So you're looking at some solid earnings then, because you're just going to be able to ride forever and have no downside of fuel cost. But you don't have to just collect them all. You can just get one and build it up and add it to one, fuse it to one vehicle, and upgrade it that way too. Finally, you have the settings in the middle. When we click here, you'll be able to see the settings, the leaderboard. Am I on it? I don't think I am. A lot of games I'm usually like top 30-ish. Yeah, I don't see myself on here. We go to claim center, staking. So here are the cards that I staked. So how this works is each train station has the option of spending some tokium to unlock a locomotive and conductor lounge. You can think of this as you can take your locomotive and conductor that's extra, and you can put it on the railroad area, and with that you will earn passively for 14 days. After that, you have to claim it, and then you have to put it back, I guess, on a different one. And how this will happen is this will keep going. There's a VIP section and a public section. So you would be in the public section. The VIP section, most of the time, the owner of the station will just hold that for themselves and put their own cards in it. Makes sense. So if I go to like my staked, you can see here all the cards that I currently have staked. I can go to requests and I can see who asked for VIP. No one asked yet, so that's fine. And to be honest, there's no spots anyway because I took them all up. And I could go ahead and claim this, or I could do it in the other menus. There will be events coming soon. Story mode, if you're interested in that. You unlock these as you go and rule the rails. Achievements will be coming, inventory, and then golden runs. And it looks like someone else just unlocked one because there was only 2 earlier. To submit a golden run, you just go to submit. You would choose the train and go ahead and hit submit. And this will check to see if you have a golden run, which I don't. Let's go ahead and check my other train while I'm at it. I'll explain what a golden run is in a moment. Let's go ahead and check the second one. Each conductor has a specific combination of locomotive and commodity that it likes. And these hints are plastered all over the game and in the manuals and the articles on Medium, on everywhere. So there's out there for you to find. And if you figure out what, for example, Billy Clover likes, Then you can figure out what locomotive to use with him and which commodities to use, and then you can submit this. If you're the first person to figure it out, you get the Golden Run Society, and your name will be here, and you get a 1-of-1 NFT that has some insane bonus that they say is insane, and it's so good that they won't even tell you what it is. That's something you might be interested in if you like that kind of thing. As you're riding the rails, you will at times run into certain NPCs in the game, and they'll pop up and they'll do things. One of the things is Sentry Vials. You can see up here in the top left, I have 14 Sentry Vials. This just started when the game came out in version 1. And what happens is the Sentry Vials are going to be used to purchase things. Here's a quick idea of the stranger giving out Sentry Vials, and it depends what rarity you hit on how many you will receive. And what you can do is unlock the port pass, so you'll be able to go ahead and move to the future. So this map you're looking at here is large. It's very large. Just zooming out, you can kind of get an idea. We are all the way down here, but there are a lot of stations. So all these train stations are owned by somebody or on Atomic Hub to purchase. So this is the modern age. So eventually there's going to be an age where you can travel in time, at least from my understanding. And when you do that, there's going to be all new stations, which means my station, I guess, isn't going to be as good because people will probably check out the new station. You can go ahead and try to hit all the stations as well. I know some people that go around the map and try to go to each single place. That's something you could do too, just for fun, see what happens. Now again, I could edit my train here, and all you do is click here and you would choose the conductor and then hit the check mark. Now you see here I do have a epic here, but you know, I really like Clover. She's 2 gears, not 3 gears. So even though he's an uncommon, he is actually working with stronger trains. And I believe that's hauling power, and she's 9, so she's probably able to haul a lot of extra things. So if you highlight her, you can see in the top that goes red. So that means she doesn't even have enough gears to control my train. So even though it's purple, she's going to end up being staked. I would choose Billy Clover, click the checkbox, and then we're good. But we don't even have to change that because we already have that. Now, I'm going to link the wiki down below. It's wiki.trains.cards. But I'm going to link it down below so you can kind of get an idea, because you want to make sure you line up the right conductor with the right locomotives, you know, the right rail cars. You know, there's rail cars which holds your commodities, and then there's passenger cars which hold people that tip. So you got to remember those two are different. And you know, you have your stations. So this is very well detailed. I read the whole thing multiple times. It's easy to follow. Their documentation and their artwork is always impeccable. Probably the best on wax, I would think. As you go through their stuff, it's definitely the best, to be honest. You can see all this artwork here. They have backstory and medium for everything, and they do a great job. Example, here's their medium. You know, they have a bunch of backstory, and I'm doing the same thing with my game with backstory. I think it's really cool. But they also have so many different helpful aspects. I would say this guide is probably the best one to get started with. It'll just walk you through how to do everything you need to. And remember, in this map, these special areas that are labeled like this are all perks, and usually the passengers have special perks in those areas. So you would just look at what passenger lines up for what area, and you want to make sure that's the area you want to be in. There's also James Park. You can go over here and click on here, and it will open up so you can gamble. There's no drawing right now, but I'm sure there will be soon. What happens is you can enter to win something, and if you win, they send it to you, and they do it live on stream. And you can just gamble your tokium, basically, and then you'll win packs or cards or a locomotive, for example. As far as being a station owner, let me show you that. I can right-click and go into my station owner dashboard. Now, there are still some options being created, but a good amount of them are out. So here we have visitors, and you can always export all this to CSV as well. If you're curious how many visitors I'm having a day, with 24 hours, it's 17. And then we have 134 for the 7 days. And then I could do 30 days and see it's 602. We could break it down by tokium. I got 120 tokium in the last 24 hours, or 547 in the last 7 days. And in 30 days is 1,671. And don't forget, 15% of this all goes back into the giveaway as well. I can go here and change my billboard anytime I want. So you can see I'll have the smack there so you know that's me, and then whoever is the sponsor that week. Finally, I can go into staking and look at my rail yard and my lounge. So if I go in my rail yard, I can see everything here, and I can manage VIPs. I can claim my tokium. Let's go ahead and claim. I'm at 26.9. This is for the rail yard. Nice. I haven't claimed in a few days, so 4,368. The staking is definitely a lot better than the amount you make per people visiting your train station. It's a big difference for common stations anyway. So that's the rail yard, and I can go and look at the public area. I can look at the VIP area, and let's go out and go back in to the lounge, and I'll collect that. Usually this I make a little more. We'll see. We'll claim. Oh, 4,000. So it's about the same. We'll continue there. The public ones might, people come and go with what they're staking. So they could have removed common cards and put higher cards. You never know. So I can right click on here and see station info. And I can click on staking here. And you can see right now my public actually is open on both of these. So I need people to stake on the rail yard and on the conductor's lounge. So if you have any cards that are extra for 2 weeks, you could throw them on my station and make money, big tokium. So it's good to do because all of the stations do fill up very fast. So if you're seeing this video, make sure you stop over. You do have to be on top of a station to stake a card, and you can only stake one card every 12 hours per station. So you have to wait that time to stake another one. That's so everyone can get a turn. But let's go here and look at their station information because I know they are as well. They have spots open. So I should go over there and stake there as well. I think the staking just kind of released, so I think a lot of people don't know they got to put cards back up. So we'll see them do that. So let's move my next train to the next stop. We'll click here. We'll click here. We'll do next stop. I'll choose Gloom Depot. And dispatch. Choo choo. And we're trucking. So this is going to be 2 hours and 25 minutes. And this is a pretty long distance. So, it's a good amount of time. You can build trains to go really far distances and then do like a path like this. But you got to be careful because you can't go back and forth. If you go back and forth, the second time you go, you're backtracking. So it costs twice as much fuel. That's so you don't keep going in a straight line and you get a little variety. Though, since I've been playing, I really like triangles personally. So there's a lot of stuff to spend tokium on in this game. You have the Choo Choo draw, you have the market, you have to buy diesel or coal. There's a lot of different things you can do with it, which is good because that's good that there's ways to spend it because then it becomes important. Also, any station owner can upgrade depending on their level. Commons is only 1 level, and then like uncommons would be 2. So other people will be spending more to have more options of more cards to be staked. It just is going to take a little while for that to happen. But all the commons are probably going to be maxed right away. I know I maxed mine the day it was pretty much out. That is an overview of Training the Station. I do have a room in my Discord, so you can talk about it all you want. If you're looking to get started, most people say, an uncommon locomotive, Billy Clover's the man, and then some commodities in a rail car. That's usually what I recommend, but you can also ask questions in there and see what works for you. Also, don't forget about the giveaway. Make sure you go ahead and comment down below, and then go to the Discord and put your YouTube name and your wallet address, and someone will win a pack, and they'll be able to get riding right away. Thanks for the view.